Well, my name is Asa Rose, and I will be your guide through this yin practice today. For practice today, you will want 2 blocks, a blanket, and a bolster. The other week, I had the theme of reflection, gratitude, and unity. The first day of the week, I did a practice around reflection. The second day, I did a practice around gratitude. And then when I got to the third day, when I got to unity, I realized I couldn't fit it all into one practice. So this week, we're talking about unity. And when I say unity, the practice is this idea that we are not a body, we are not a mind, but we are the soul that is within. And the soul that is within is a little breath, a little piece of the Creator. This soul piece of us is connected to every other being on the planet. Every other human, every other animal, every other soul spirit that may be on this planet, we're all interconnected to each other. And we're all interconnected to the Creator, to the divine, to whatever you call that. So today, as we flow through this yin practice, the practice is around realigning our chakras, realigning ourselves. Throughout practice today, I want us to connect into ourself, into our soul. That part of us that is deeper than the body, that is deeper than the mind, that is the spirit, that is the soul. That thing that's been with you not only in this life, but every life before and every life after. This thing that is eternal, unchanging. This thing that is you. Wherever you are, can we arrive first with our hands on our lap, a nice comfortable seat. Just arrive on your mat with a couple of deep breaths into your nose, out through your mouth. And just begin to connect into your body, noticing how you're showing up today. Maybe you bring awareness into those hands on your lap, noticing what that lap feels like in those hands. Maybe you're wearing pants and you can feel the texture of those clothes. And then can you bring your awareness into the lap and notice the weight, the heat, the texture of those hands on top of that lap. Can you shift your focus onto every part of your body that is being supported on the earth, every part of your body that is connected to the earth? Before then, connecting into every part of your body that is being gently and effortlessly held up by gravity. You may find it's easier to connect into these parts by closing your eyes, connecting to your breath, to that heart space, and notice, without trying to change it right now, the subtle rise with every inhale, the gentle fall with every exhale. Notice how you're showing up today, where you're holding on to tension, not only physically, mentally, and spiritually. And whenever you're ready, can we begin to elongate those breaths, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. One more time, deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. That breath return to normal as one hand comes over heart center, the other over your core, and just take this moment to see if you can find that piece of you, that soul spirit, deep beneath the skin, the bones, the muscles, the tendons, all the way down. perhaps in your heart space or somewhere else, that part of you that is you. Connect into it, and once you have, can you take a deep breath in and out. Hands can come to prayer in front of your heart. Bow your head towards those hands and set an intention for practice today. Or steal mine. My intention for practice today is I find connection to my true self with every breath that I take. Lock that intention in with one more deep breath in and out. And it is here that we will begin. Allowing those hands to slowly float down to our lap, lifting your chin up and cracking those eyes open from bottom to top. We'll begin by setting those feet in front of us. We're going to let those knees drop. We're going to let those soles of our feet connect. We're going to find a butterfly shape for our first practice. So we'll find our hands connected onto our ankles. Soles of our feet touch. If you notice that this is too much in your knees, you can always bring blocks underneath those knees just to add a little bit of extra support. I like to set a block just in front of my feet to catch my head if I need. Hands will come to our ankles. We'll take a deep breath in. We'll elongate through that spine. Keeping a nice tall spine, we'll begin to lower ourselves all the way down, folding forward over those feet. And finding that block as a support for those heads. As we arrive here, finding comfort, finding stillness in this shape. Can we connect into ourselves by first connecting into our breath, letting go of any of those racing thoughts, letting go of anything that is not just our breath, by focusing in on I am breathing in, I am breathing out. Should any thoughts arise that no longer serve you, can you allow yourself to just watch as they slowly drift away and you let them go back to the connection to your breath. Here we are opening up our root chakra, our connection to the earth, our connection to the here, our connection to ourselves, to our body. Knowing that we are not a body, we are not a mind, but we are the soul within. The soul is powering this body. Letting this shape awaken our earth element, awakening our roots, connecting those roots into the earth. So all we are is earthlings. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. It's here that we will find some stillness and breathe. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Moving slowly, crawling those hands back, lifting your spine up. Using those hands, can you pull those knees back up through center, connecting those feet to the ground. Just take a moment here to let that energy flow again. Noticing as that root chakra has opened up. Take a deep breath in and out. Reach for your 2 blocks. We'll set one block up in front of the mat and the other one next to it, both on their highest setting. We'll then take our blanket, which is usually folded this way. We'll fold it in half so that we have kind of like a mini bolster. And we'll begin by setting up that mini bolster on the right side of our mat. We'll come into a tabletop with our hands on these blocks. And we'll begin by stepping our left leg in between those 2 blocks and setting up our right knee and leg on this blanket. Once you arrive here, can you take those hips forward and down? From here, bringing that chest forward as you breathe in, proud chest up. And take a deep breath out, let those hips sink a little deeper. Here, as we begin to open up our sacral chakra, our water element, perhaps some thoughts, some feelings, some emotions may begin to arise. Same thing here. Should anything arise that is not just your connection to your soul, to yourself, can you thank them for the lesson that they have taught you? And watch them go gently away on your next breath out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. It is in these intense shapes that you begin to find that you can do difficult things. All you have to do is take a deep breath in and out. And breathe. Let go of any holding that no longer serves you. Connecting into that soul body. You've already opened up the roots, the earth. We're letting that water flow. Nourishing those roots. And also taking the nutrients that we've received from our roots up through the rest of our gross body. Up through the rest of our soul, our spirit, our energy. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Moving slowly, begin to press those hips up and back. Reconnect that left knee next to the right knee. Hands can come off of those blocks. Knee can come off of that blanket for a moment. And breathe. We'll set that blanket over onto our left side. Setting our left knee on that blanket. Hands reconnecting into those blocks. When you're ready, we'll step that right foot forward in between those blocks. Arriving here, we'll send those hips forward and down. Chest will grow tall. Take a deep breath in here. As we breathe out, those hips sink a little bit deeper. Knowing that here we may find that thoughts, feelings, emotions begin to arise. All we have to do to let them go, knowing that we are not a body, we are not a mind, but we are the seer. We are the soul within. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Knowing on this side it may be different. You may go deeper or not quite as deep. Wherever you are is exactly where you are today. Finding that balance within is the only way to reconnect to your soul body. Breathing in, breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Moving slowly, pressing into that right foot, lifting those hips up, sending them back. Placing that right knee beside the left, coming off of that blanket, and taking this moment to sit onto those heels, onto those shins, and just notice how the energy from the roots is open from the connection to the earth, up through those hips, getting the water, the love, the energy that it deserves. Deep breath in and out. Setting that blanket off to the side, setting those blocks off to the side as well. Can we reach for our bolster, setting it up long ways to the top of our mat? Coming to sit just in front of that bolster. Bolster will connect into our low back, and we'll begin by allowing our knees to drop over to the right, finding 2 right angles with these legs. Bring that bolster back to those hips if it has moved. On your breath in, can we walk ourselves over this blanket, or over this bolster rather? Breathe out and breathe. One more breath in, we'll lift that spine, get long through the spine. Breath out, we'll use that length and slowly plant ourselves onto this bolster. Got an option to either take your right cheek onto the bolster or your left cheek for more of a deep stretch, for more of a deep twist. And we'll breathe here. Opening up our solar plexus, our sun energy. Letting this gentle ringing begin to activate that heat, that power, that magic within you. Finding the balance between the water and the fire within you. Using the nutrients received from the roots, from the earth, to feed the rest of the chakras, letting that energy flow from roots to your sacrum, up into your solar plexus. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Letting go to any of the gripping, the holding. Surrendering to this twist. Letting go of any of those thoughts, those feelings that may arise. And beginning to find your soul, your you. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Moving slowly, using those hands, connecting in underneath those shoulders. Lift that chest and unwind through center. Replanting those feet, finding that bolster up against your low back. And we'll make our way onto the other side. Letting those knees drop over to the left, making 2 right angles with those feet, 2 L's with those legs. Sending that bolster back next to your hips. Breathe in, walk your hands to frame that bolster. Breathe out, twist a little deeper. Breathe in, get tall through the spine. Keeping that length on your breath out, can you lay yourself over that bolster? Right cheek to the bolster for a little bit more stretch. Left cheek, if that feels good too. And we'll twist. Opening up this side of our solar plexus, finding balance between the two. Breathing here as that sun power, that fire energy within you ignites. Helps to clear any of the debris around the rest of the chakras. Using the opening of all of these chakras to send that energy from your roots up to your solar plexus. And breathe and twist. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Allow yourself to surrender to the twist. Let go of any gripping, any holding in your physical body. Let go of any gripping, any holding onto thoughts, ideas, feelings that no longer serve you. Letting this fire transmute all of that so that you can find connection into your true self, your core. breathing in. I am breathing out. Moving slowly. Connect those hands underneath those shoulders. Lift yourself up. Unwind through center. Plant those feet and pause. Notice that energy rising up through the roots, through the sacrum, to that water element. Finding balance through your solar plexus, your fire element. We'll breathe. Taking a deep breath in and out. We'll move that bolster off to the side for now. I'm going to set up for a heart bench. So we'll take one block at the very back of our mat on its highest setting. Second block on its medium setting, kind of making a T with that first block. We've opened up our earth element. We've opened up our water element. We've opened up our fire element. Now it's time to open up our heart, to find the love. Once all three of those bottom elements are beginning to find connection, to find balance, to find unity, we start to find love, not only for ourselves, but those around us. So we'll begin by placing our feet on the ground. We'll find that block closest to us. That edge that's closest to us will go just underneath those shoulder blades, so that the length of the block will create a hold for the spine, to let those two shoulder blades open up, to let that heart point up to the universe. And then using that top block to catch that head, have a little bit of a tuck underneath that chin. Let those arms come down by your side. Kick those legs out if it's comfortable, and breathe here. I find connection to my true self with every breath that I take. Using this time, opening up that heart, not only sending love to ourselves and those around us, but opening up ourselves to be receptive to the love from the universe, from all around us. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Let that energy flow. Let the opening up of this heart space begin to shed even thin layers of those walls that you've built up around your heart. Knowing that that soul part of us, that part of us that we are connecting into this week, is pure love. Let go of any gripping around those hips or legs. Let go of any gripping around your core. Any gripping around the shoulders and your face, and just let yourself surrender into this shape. already opened our earth, water, and fire element. Using the power of love, in a moment we'll begin to open up the front of our throat, of our earth element. Using the 3 bottom elements to shape and form this body that we have. Using love of ourselves, the love from within our soul, the love for and from everyone else of and for the universe. We can begin to speak our truth. With every breath that we take, we can connect into that true self. You can stay here, of course, or you can reach for that block, catching your head. Lift your head up and let that block lower down 1 setting or 2. Connecting the top of that head now to that lower block, opening up to through the front of that throat. Breathing here. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Opening up the front of that throat chakra. Speaking truth into who we are, how we show up every day. Breathing in, up. Breathing in, from. Using the breath to let go of all of that stuff that we have burned in that solar plexus. Letting that energy flow effortlessly from our roots all the way up to our throat. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Moving slowly, reaching up if you've lowered that block. Lift your head and find that block on its higher setting. Finding that first shape again. Using that higher block to lift that head up. Slowly bending one knee and then the other, connecting those feet into the ground. We'll plant our forearms and hands on the ground. Leading with our heart, we'll press ourselves up to a nice, tall, proud seat. Sit those hips back, straightening out those legs and taking this moment with a nice, tall, proud chest to breathe in. Breathe out, chin to chest. Begin to fold over those straight legs. Finding opening now to the back of that heart space. Let that head go to open up to the back of that throat chakra. We found balance from side to side, from left to right. Now finding balance between front and back. And breathe. Letting gravity take you. And allowing yourself to let go of any gripping, even holding. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Moving slowly, using those hands to crawl back up, lifting yourself one vertebrae at a time. Find a nice, tall, proud seat. And notice the flow of energy from your roots, through your hips, through the solar plexus, up to the heart, and through the throat, noticing the realignment connecting into your soul body. We can move those blocks off to the side. We'll reach for that blanket one more time. We're going to find a child's pose. You can either take the blanket underneath your knees for a little bit of support, or what I'm going to do, and you can join me, is I'm going to find a tabletop, kind of extend those knees open and set that blanket right into my knee crevices. I'll find connection of my two big toes, and then I will sit my hips back so my knees are finding connection to that blanket. My knees can come a little bit wider, hands can come in front of me. Sit those hips back, and find connection from your third eye center to the ground. And we'll breathe here, knowing that we've connected from the roots, through the hips, through the solar plexus. Using all of that to reconnect into the power of love and finding connection to our throat. Using all of those bottom elements now pointed above where we are now to send all of the energy from the roots all the way up to our third eye space. You can take those arms by your side for a little bit more opening through the back body rather than having your arms out long in front of you. And we'll find some stillness here. Using this to connect into that intention. Opening up that third eye space, that space of creativity, that space of seeing. With all of our chakras aligned, we're able to see, to envision our soul body, finding our true self with a deep breath in and a complete breath out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. moving slowly, connecting those hands underneath our shoulders, lifting yourself up, moving that blanket from underneath those knees. We'll find our way onto the ground into Shavasana. We'll find this blanket at the top of our mats to catch our head, and our head only, so make sure that your shoulders aren't on it, but just enough to lift that head. If you'd like, you can take that bolster underneath those knees, or you can extend one leg out long and then the other. If we roll those shoulders underneath of us so that those shoulder blades are laying flat, our chest is nice and open. Hands will plant onto the ground. You can point those hands up to the sky for a little bit more connection to the universe, and take this moment first to find the opening from your roots to the earth. Watching how that energy effortlessly flows to your water element, to your emotions, to your love, to your sacrum. Notice as that water element immediately needs to find balance. And notice how effortless it is to find the balance between the water and the fire within. With your solar plexus and your sacrum so close together, so balanced. Using the fire to burn the rubbish within, using the water to wash it away, up through the heart, using the power of love and all of that stuff up through the throat. To speak truth into who you are. Sending that energy again up through the third eye, through your intuition, through your intention, through your creativity. Opening up the third eye, we can take a gentle gaze up through the crown of our head to begin to find that connection to the universe. We'll begin here by making sure that we are cleared up from our roots, through our hips, through the solar plexus, up through the heart, again through the throat, third eye, into the crown, letting go of anything that we need to let go of. And once we have used this line of energy to let go of that stuff that has been holding us back, to let go of the blockages, can we then take this moment to now breathe in that connection to the universe? Every breath in will come in through the crown of our head. Every breath out will push down through your body, through that channel that you've just created and just opened, all the way out through your feet. Breathing in through the crown of our head. Breathing out through our feet. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. With this energy flowing so effortlessly through you, take this moment to find that soul part of your body. Notice whatever color or shape you notice your soul's color is. Notice how bright it is shining because of the energy from the universe breathing in through the crown of your head. out through the base of those feet. Spend the next few moments expanding that soul into every single inch of your body, into every single cell of your body. Breathing in through the crown of your head. And out through the base of your feet. Once that soul has encompassed every inch, every muscle, every single cell of your body, can you begin to expand past your physical body and let that soul begin to expand to encompass the entire room. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Stay here, connected to your soul and your soul's energy for as long as you need. But it is here that I will leave you to have your own experience at your own time. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.